Hi, I'm Christian Matava. I want to talk to you about educational video games, but more precisely the fact that kids that learn through games make better grades. I would like you to join me in trying to get these educational games into our kids' schools and to make better their education. First, how things looked without educational video games. Here I have a World Education ranking sheet, or ranking chart, and this is posted back in 2009 and from the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD. And even though there's a lot more than what I have here, that's all I can really fit on here. And just to show you where the United States stand. And as you can see, we rank 17. And green is above average, blue is average, and red is below average. And this is in reading, math, and science. So as you can see, we're average for our reading and science and below average in math. And then if you look here, this number 6 is Canada. And they have all green straight across. And this is back in 2009, yes. I'm not sure what we stand at now, but back in 2009, why do we make fun of Canada? And so that's that. And then over here, I found an article on the journal that was titled UCF Study Finds Video Games Increase Student Achievement by Chris Riddell. And it pretty much states that over an 18-week period that they did 2 groups, the control group and experimental group, where they had kid students that the control group did studying during that time frame was like just books and notes, and the experimental group used educational video games. And they, before and after this time frame of 18 weeks, they did a pre and post study district benchmark exams. And as you can see here, the control group, they showed that they made gains of 3.74, and the experimental group made gains of 8.07, showing that the experimental group made better progress than the control group, showing that the kids that used the educational video games did better and that they worked. Now, let's look at the benefits of educational video games. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these, so here are a few that I'm going to mention. 91% of kids are familiar with them. Video games themselves teach simple hand-eye coordination and motor control. Games break down tasks, allowing learners to control their navigation and can adapt to the pace of the learner. 60% of teachers say using digital games help personalize instructions, better assess knowledge, and collect helpful information. Okay, let's see what some of the concerns with video games are. While students may enjoy playing video games, they may forget their lesson. Well, every person may forget their lesson even without video games. I mean, it's called brain dumping. I mean, if you learn something too fast, you might forget it. I've seen people do that even with books and taking notes. They still forget stuff. So it's normal. Then it can be difficult for teachers to monitor students and make sure that each student is on the correct difficulty or difficulty level. Well, here's the thing. The teacher can walk around, look at the students, instead of sitting behind their desk all the time or staying up at the front. I mean, aren't they supposed to go around if they're in a lab and make sure that the kids are on task? I mean, that's just something. And then some teachers aren't prepared or trained in to use of technology, like video games, effectively. Well, my mother, she's a teacher assistant. I know their routines. So during summer break, usually towards the beginning or the end of summer break, they do their training. Well, they can go get trained on it if they really want to. So, go get trained. 50% of teachers say cost is the #1 barrier. Well, there's not much you can really say about that. You just have to wait until it's available. Then, so, and only 46% have access to technology resources, which is another major barrier. So, there's not much you can really do. Well, I just want to remind you how important it is to have our kids to have the best education that they can get, because they are the future. I just want to thank all of you who have watched my video, and have a good night.